This is Dead Body Society, and I got a story for you. So, in prison, one of the biggest and most important commodities is respect. Also, give respect. So, giving respect also means not underestimating anybody because it could get you killed. This story is about exactly that. So, it's a Sunday afternoon. Not a lot of guys are working out. They're all by the iron pile. They're just sitting back. They're dressed in their red lines, buttoned up shirts. They're drinking, having a good time, right? There's one guy named Shark. He's brand, made guy. With him are two prospects. And this guy is one of those guys that his name really tells you who he is. Loan shark, extortion, murder, attempted murder, assault, drug dealing. This guy's at the center of everything. Guy runs the yard. He's a heavy hitter. So he's by the iron pile. He's got the iron up. He's working out a little bit. He's not really pushing anything. He's dressed. He's smoking. He's drinking. He's having a good time. And then he looks over and sees this guy. New guy in the yard. He's doing some really way out, alternative working out. He has weights, but they're very light. He's doing high repetitions, crazy movements that looked almost like half martial arts. Anybody looks at this guy, they think, white guy, short, not very built, minding his own business. So Shark Wright immediately tells this guy, hey, real cute. The guy looks at him, doesn't say much. He knows who Shark is. He understands the kind of guy he is. So he ignores him. He continues doing his routine. Shark, again, because the guy ignored him, now he has an attitude. Hey, motherfucker. I said real cute. You hear me? The guy turns and looks at him and says, yeah, I heard you. Everybody heard you. Goes back to his routine. Shark now is pissed. The guy just basically blew him off. He gets up from the bench press, walks over towards him. His buddies grab him. Hey, bro, let it go, man. Let it go. No, fuck that, man. Fuck this little bitch. Hey, motherfucker. The guy turns to him and just looks at him. Just a subtle look. That's it. Nothing. Shark is talking. You motherfucker, man. Bring your shit out, man. I'll see you tomorrow. He's drunk. Everybody knows he's drunk. He's disrespecting this guy. Guy doesn't look like much. A guy I can step on. So Shark, the day's over with, goes back into his cell, forgets that guy. Why would he remember him? He's a made guy. This guy's some chump on the yard. Underestimates him. The next day go by, the little guy doesn't come out. The next day, doesn't show up. Everybody's thinking, man, the guy got scared. He's not going to come back out. A day from that Sunday, the following Sunday, Shark is coming up from the showers, walking up the stairs. He's got one of his boys with him. He's talking, He's a tough guy. People are afraid of him. He's got everybody's respect because they fear him. They fear who he is. He fears who backs him up. He's walking up the stairs. He notices a guy coming down, baseball cap, denim jacket, doesn't think anything of it. The guy's walking down, sees Shark. When he's about 3 flights of stairs right above him, he reaches behind himself and pulls out what looks like about a 13-inch bone crusher. It's got a handle, and it's got about, 6.5 inches of blade sticking out. This is galvanized steel. It's been sharpened to a point. It cuts paper, has 2 bloodlines on it. So when it enters, you can pull it out and shove it back in again. This guy takes 2 steps, jumps in the air, pulls the knife up like this and hits Shark right in the chest. Instantaneously goes into his heart. Shark just drops back, falls in the stairs, and the guy pulls the cap up. It's Sonny, the guy he had disrespected. He had underestimated him. He had sunshine, sun all over himself, suns. No big deal. Some fruity guy, right? Shark is laying there dead. The guy, Sonny, looks up at his partner and just looks at him and smiles. The guy is just sitting there, shocked of what happens. He hasn't even had an opportunity to move. And Sonny walks up, puts the cap back on, walks right by him. No one sees it. They find Shark. Whistles are blown. Sonny's nowhere to be seen. It's like I said, man. Getting respect is important. Just as important is giving respect. Don't underestimate anyone. A lot of guys on these yards think that because they're muscle-bound big guys. Like, I know. I used to be on these yards. They're invincible. No one can touch them. Not only by reputation, but because of the armor they carry. They're affiliated. The thing I've always told people is, man, it doesn't matter if you're affiliated. It doesn't matter what gang is behind you. At that moment, when you meet that other warrior on the battlefield, ain't nobody there but you. Nothing's going to protect you from that guy putting steel to you. And that's the thing about this mentality in prison. These so-called tough guys that are invincible, they have this shield of armor because of their reputation, who they are. And I get it. All it takes is for a guy that doesn't give a fuck about that, because he understands that respect is more important than anything else. And if someone disrespects you, he doesn't care who you're affiliated with. Because when you're dead, you're dead. It doesn't matter what they do to him later. You're still dead. In prison, it's one of the main rules. Respect. But also give that respect. Never underestimate anyone. Because anybody can kill you. I can't tell you how many times I've seen motherfuckers who are just killers. And they meet a guy that doesn't give a damn about all that other shit. And he gets the jump on you because you're not paying attention. You've already written that dude off like he got scared. You know what that guy was doing for that week? He was planning. He was waiting for Shark to slip. Sundays, he knows. He observed him. Shark likes to get high, likes to drink on Sundays. He's not paying attention. That week, he spent cutting that piece from a steel freaking place, a steel plate. He had a hacksaw blade. He cut it out. For the last 2 days, he went into the shower area when no one was there, and he sharpened that thing to a razor's edge. He put a handle on it. He calculated everything. While Shark was out there acting like a tough guy, this guy was in there planning for war. He went to battle. He won. What happened to Sonny later doesn't matter. Shark is dead. And that's why you don't underestimate anybody. Doesn't matter what people think of you. If you know who you are and you know what you're capable of, doesn't matter what all these other clowns think. And that's something for people to keep in mind. Those of you who underestimate people, oh, that guy, he's not that tough. Or maybe that guy isn't with that car anymore. He must be weak. Remember, for that guy to get in that car, for that guy to be in that prison for all those years, he had to be somebody. Just because your perspective changes, just because your value or values change, Your code is still the same. Doesn't matter if you're batting now for whatever gang you're with or you're batting for your family. That guy is still the same guy. You mess with them, you know what's going to happen? Same thing that happened to Shark. Something to think about. Expect respect, but give it. You underestimate someone, that's what happens with you. Now, sure, some guys intimidate people and the guy never comes back out. How do you know who that guy is? How do you know if that guy is not the guy that's going to go back and for a week make a piece to kill you? You can't tell because there isn't a sticker on his forehead that says tough guy. It doesn't say anything. And if you looked at Sonny, he didn't look like a tough guy. All these suns on him, colorful tattoos. Guy looked like a hippie from the 1960s. But remember, he was in prison for a reason. Nobody messed with that guy for a reason. He was on that yard, an affiliated yard, for a reason. Shark forgot all those things. He didn't care. I'm Shark. I'm a made guy. No one messes with me. Everybody's afraid of me. That's his biggest mistake. He got too full of himself. He underestimated a potential killer who turned out to be exactly that, a killer. So, remember, don't underestimate anyone, especially a guy who's done decades in prison. And suddenly you think, well, he's changed his perspective. He's changed his value system. He's not running around with a gang anymore. This guy's on his own. Must be weak, right? A man who stands alone is stronger than any motherfucker who's in a little gang, okay? That's a fact, Jack. Any man who stands alone and has been through wars, there's a reason why he survived. Because on his own, he knows he doesn't have to rely on anybody but himself. He never estimates anybody. He takes it to them as soon as they show up. You call him out, expect him to show up. Say his name, expect him to show up. Never forget that. Guys have been in prison a long time and survive it on their own means one thing. That guy is a wolf. He may be wearing sheep's clothing. He may be looking like a nice guy, like an upstanding citizen. Challenge him, see what happens. Until next time, be safe, be aware of your surroundings. Your life could depend on it. We'll see you next time.